If you are currently experiencing a behavioral issue of any kind, feel free to email me as I do offer virtual coaching. And if you would like, you can go to my Facebook page and you can see all the reviews that I've had from previous clients.
In this video, I just want to mention that I am moving forward when it comes to responding by way of Kevin Murdoch, the anti-dog trainer. Because here's the thing, and again, this whole quasi-Cesar Millan methodology, I'll just say that not to be a cheap shot, but Caesar does it better, okay? Caesar does it better. So all I'll say is I'm moving forward. I'm not going to be responding anymore. This totally pointless. All the personal attacks and the cheap shots and how he just even, again.
When we discuss leadership, it's extremely important. Now, I'm going to focus more on men here. It's important for women too, but as you know, within the context of, say, if you're leading a dog or a child, right? But especially for men, you can't be a good leader if you lead with emotions. And if you are easily moved off your center, this is not a good thing. I'll tell you a story. I like this story. This was years ago. One night, me and my brother went out to play pool. And it was Blackout Wednesday, whatever they call it, the night before Thanksgiving, right? We went to a local bar, went to play pool, we had a couple drinks. And you know, when I get a couple drinks in me, at least back in the day, you know, I get a little rowdy, I get a little loud. But you know, I'm not bothering anybody. You know, very friendly with everybody. Nobody outwardly has an issue with it, you know. And I go to take this one shot, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm leaning over at the table, about ready to take this shot, and then bam! Somebody hit the stick from behind me to fuck up my shot. What? And so I turn around, and it's this short, real stocky guy. Definitely, you know, probably 2 or 3 times my size. He's a big dude, but he was short and stocky, and I'm like, upon first assessment, and this is before I started training martial arts, mind you, or self-defense. My initial assessment was like, don't think I could take this guy, but I could outsmart this guy. So I said, do you think that's funny? And he gets like a shit-eating grin on his face, and I said, do you think that's fucking funny? And then he shoves me against the pool table. Well, the bouncers, the security, wasn't that far from the pool table, but they must have been checking IDs or something, because they didn't see it. You know, they would have taken him out if they had seen that. Other people saw it, and they kind of looking like, whoa. So I get a little irritated, and I'm thinking, all right, it wouldn't be wise to fight this guy, but what can I do? He looks like the kind of individual, the impression I got was he was the kind of individual that you could just poke and he would explode. So that's what I did. I walked just within arm's reach, like just close enough to where he could, if he reached out, he couldn't really grab me. And I just said, fuck you, motherfucker. What? And that was all I needed. He just blew up and he said, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass, blah, blah. Starts exploding, just like I thought he would. Now the security heard that, and they walked over and they escorted him out. And as they were escorting him out, I was like, bye.
Gotcha, bitch.
Now, of course, when we drink and become intoxicated, you know, sometimes people, their personalities change a bit. I tend to be very jovial and happy. It seems like this guy was a bit more of the violent type, which, whatever. That's his problem. But the point being that he was leading with emotion, and it got him kicked out, but it also could have got him hurt. Like, what if I was the kind of guy who was carrying a knife? What? You know? Now, he could have been the same, for sure. But that's not a game I want to play. So I'm just going to get you kicked out.
Gotcha, bitch!
Now, this story to me is related to individuals like Dale McCluskey.
What?
For me, a man's word is everything. And if you can't trust what a man says, then why should you trust him at all? I mean, it was just yesterday or maybe the day before where he had said, I'm no longer going to respond to the anti-dog trainer.
Says I'm moving forward. I'm not going to be responding anymore. It's totally pointless. All the personal attacks and the cheap shots and how he just even again, all the people that he, tries to align himself with in terms of just personal attacks and ridiculous foolishness on social media. Those are people I banned from my channel, okay? It's pointless. So I'll say move forward. I won't be responding to any more foolishness from the anti-dog trainer.
And I put very little out anyway, right? You go to his channel, it's like every video, with the exception of a couple here and there, are about me. Which I think is hilarious. And so I made that post the other day, and it was like, because he made literally over a dozen videos about me and I hadn't said anything. And finally I made that post, and you could tell the next morning he made 4 videos, 3 or 4, within like a 30-minute to an hour span. It's like chomping at the bit, just desperate for me to respond or say something so he could continue on his tirade. That is an emotionally driven thing. To say I'll no longer be responding to the anti-dog trainer, and then I say one little thing, and now you explode again. I mean, he's put out like 4 or 5 videos on me alone this morning. We go from I'm never going to respond again, I'm moving on, to I'm going to make a Christmas special. Talking about the whole off-leash. It was like, and he says in the video, I'm going to move on. It's like, you've said this how many times before? Why should anybody believe you? It really baffles me that the people that watch you, like, they don't call this out. They don't leave comments. Well, you delete them. There are comments there if you look at the numbers, but you remove them. Of like, dude, is this guy all you think about? Because it sure does appear that I'm all you fucking think about. And I find it very humorous, because at this point I'm just trolling. I'm trolling, but I'm also saying things that I believe. And it's funny that you can't take a joke when you want to call it. You say the people are mocking and scoffing. Oh, we're entertaining the mockers and scoffers. Dale, I have a podcast. The podcast I did with you, there's a section where you compare the dog training community to the Trailer Park Boys, and you compare Robert Hines to Officer Leahy, and you are mocking and scoffing Robert. And I've heard you mock and scoff other people as well, Christoph Klugston.
We'll have a comedy moment, because this is how I see the dog training world. I'll show a clip here. So you see guys like Robert Hines talking about people, some people belong in jail. It's here to do what Dale's doing. And let me share this one. There we go. If you can see this yet.
Scare me. Put your gun away. Someone could get hurt here.
This is Julian. I've got control. Yeah, fuck off, Leahy. This is Ricky. I got my hand caught in the sink.
There's Robert Hines in his uniform.
Don't shoot me over, you dick.
Well, Jim Leahy, this is the Sunnyvale Trailer Park. Jail. This is how I see jail in a second. Leahy's going to haul people to jail here in a second.
I will shoot, I promise.
So Leahy's the Trailer Park supervisor. He's having a breakdown.
Keep your hands.
Put on his former cop uniform.
Gentlemen, I'm a reasonable man.
Right.
You know what this is?
Walkie-talkie? Jim, what are you?
Oh my God.
Jesus, what the fuck was that fucking thing?
It's a stun gun.
Where's Robert?
I think about, I can't help it. I think of the Sunnyvale Trailer Park. Anyone seen that show, the Trailer Park Boys? That's how I see the dog training world right now. And so it's a joke. I'll go over to another character here briefly here. I can't help it. So you've actually exposed quite a bit of stuff here recently with some of these guys on making comments. There we go. I don't know if you see this guy. So it's this guy, and again, he appeared out of nowhere on my channel. Start talking about the quarter pounder, half mile Jedi mind trick challenge.
And you have no issue with people leaving comments on your videos mocking and scoffing people you don't like. Because, I've done the same, and you didn't have an issue with it. Oh, but when the mocking and scoffing is directed at you, now we have a problem. Now we want to cry victim. It's some weak ass shit, man. And then you want to say, oh, the debate is over. Seriously? I have video clips of you saying the debate is for the public to decide. You want to... Anybody who claims the debate's over and they won the debate is... Seriously?
What?
You think people can't see through that shit? Why are you scared to have a conversation? But I do want to announce, because it's very clear to me at this point, that I own rental property. I have rental property in St. Cloud, Florida.
Gotcha, bitch.
Probably about 1,500 acres at this point. Big mansion, 12-room mansion, 3 bathrooms, movie theater, bowling alley. In St. Cloud, Florida, in the head of Denver. I live rent-free in your head, and all I have to do as you make video after video after video about me is just sit by and watch, and then I just poke you once like I did that guy at the bar, and poof. You want to talk about influence and control, my friend? It's pretty clear what kind of dynamic we have here. But hey, as I've said, I have no issue resolving this anytime.
What?
I can be the bigger person, put all this bullshit behind us, put water under the bridge, make amends, and that offer is always on the table. Now, whether or not you are mature enough to take me up on that, that's a you thing. I don't really care. But it is very entertaining to watch you spiral out of control every time I say one little thing, and you just lose your shit over it. So, to sum it all up, effective leaders don't lead with emotion, and they are not so easily swayed by someone's words. And they will not go back on their word, because this isn't the only thing you've gone back on, right? It was just the other day where you said, oh, YouTube shadow banning me, I'm gonna make content exclusive for Rumble, yet you continued to post to YouTube.
What?
And my suspicion was that I hadn't said anything yet, and you were just posting to YouTube to try to get some kind of response out of me. Which, you've said this multiple times, that I'm only gonna post to Rumble, and yet you continue to post to YouTube. Or, how about your own dog? You, first the dog's name was Dolly, then you changed it to Bella, then you changed it back to Dolly. First it was gonna be a helper dog, then it changed to a pet dog. Then you got rid of the dog. It's like you can't stick to anything. Why? Why is it so hard for you to stick to what you say? Or how many times have you said, flipping the script it's just distracting, it causes problems, I want to focus on dogs and dog owners. Yet, when you post actual work, nobody wants to fucking watch it. So then you take that video down and say, oh, flipping the script is back. You've done that about a dozen times. I can't trust a man who can't stick to his own word. And ladies out there, Tell me, if you had a boyfriend or a significant other who constantly went back on his word, would you be able to trust him? I wouldn't. In fact, a man or person sticking to their word is what builds trust and respect in people. People see that. People notice that, hey, anytime that motherfucker, I can trust what he says. Anytime he says something, he does it. Or he doesn't do it, but depending on what came out of his mouth. And I often wonder, like, you know, the people that watch your channel, Dale, do they ever get tired of hearing about me? Do they ever get tired of you talking about me? I mean, you might as well rebrand your channel to the Anti-Dog Trainer Response Show or something like that. I appreciate all the free advertising. Thank you. Love it. Anyway, should be a very entertaining Christmas breakdown. You know, we could have had a discussion by now. We could have had a debate by now. But we could have put all this behind us by now. One of us is willing and one of us isn't. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day.